So, what if a pile of trash wasn't really trash at all? What if it was actually a treasure trove of opportunity? Today, we're diving into a framework that's designed to do exactly that, to transform our biggest waste problems into solutions that are led by the community and actually generate wealth. This is Project Genius, and yeah, the name really says it all. It stands for Generating Environmental Innovation Using Scraps. The whole idea here is to completely reframe what we call scraps. They're not garbage, they're raw intelligence, literally the building blocks for our next great ideas. And let's get one thing straight right from the get-go. This isn't just about sorting your plastics a little bit better. As the slide says, this is not recycling, this is reinvention with purpose. We're talking about a complete mindset shift, moving away from just managing waste to creating something totally new and valuable from it.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to break down exactly how Project Genius works. We'll look at how it redefines waste, we'll explore its core blueprint, see it in action, understand how it measures real impact, and finally, check out how it scales up into a global system. Okay, let's jump right in.
So, our journey starts with reinventing waste. Most sustainability efforts are focused on doing less harm. Project Genius just flips that script entirely. The goal here is regeneration, creating brand new value where there was none before. It's about moving way, way beyond the limits of that familiar blue recycling bin. So what's the real difference here? Well, on one hand, you've got standard recycling. It's often this huge industrial process that downcycles materials, meaning they become something of lower quality. But the genius approach on the right, man, it starts from this radical idea: waste is simply a design failure. It takes a human-centered approach to upcycle that failure directly into a solution, building skills and empowering communities along the way. Okay, so at the absolute heart of this approach is a really powerful framework, the 5 Ps blueprints. The best way to think of it is like the DNA or maybe the operating system that guides every single project and makes sure it creates holistic, sustainable value. And here they are: people, planet, prosperity, process, and purpose. Now, what's really key, and you can see it right here in the diagram, is the balance. Each one of these gets an equal 20% weight. That means success isn't just about the planet. A solution actually fails if it doesn't also benefit people and create prosperity. It's a truly holistic model. So let's break them down real quick. People is all about building skills and community pride. Planet focuses on diverting the trickiest stuff, the so-called unrecyclable waste. Prosperity makes sure there's a real path to local income. Process guarantees that the solutions are actually well-engineered, durable and safe. And finally, purpose. This is the crucial mindset shift from just being aware of a problem to having the agency and the hope to actually solve it. Okay, so we've got the theory. How does this blueprint actually come to life? Well, it happens through an event called the SustNET. But listen, this is so much more than a simple competition. It's an intense, hands-on learning process designed to turn ideas into tangible reality. This slide here, it really maps out that entire journey. It kicks off with awakening to disrupt all those old ideas about waste. Then you get your hands dirty with material intelligence, where teams learn by doing, testing things, breaking them, and fixing them. Co-creation is the intense sprint to build a prototype. Value and viability forces teams to ground their amazing idea in real-world economics. And it all ends with reflection and transfer, which is where the experience becomes a permanent skill and a new sense of agency. And the results? They're incredible. We're talking about tangible, useful solutions like the Genius Light, a solar bulb made from a plastic bottle, some water, and a little bleach. Or the Genius Brick, an interlocking block made from compressed plastic waste. And even community furniture like benches. These aren't just crafts. They are practical, scalable innovations. Now, what I think really elevates Genius from just a cool, creative workshop to a seriously rigorous system is how it measures success. It's all about the Genius Scorecard, which makes sure every single project is judged on its total, holistic impact. Just look at this scoring matrix. Each of those 5 Ps we talked about, people, planet, prosperity, process, and purpose, is weighted exactly the same. So the crucial takeaway here is balance. A project isn't successful if it's only good for the environment. It has to also empower people, be economically viable, and have a clear purpose. And believe me, the standards are incredibly high. For example, to get a perfect 10 out of 10 score for the planet criteria, a team has to tackle the unreachables, the most difficult, nasty composite waste out there.
And they have to do it with a process that uses zero electricity and creates zero new waste. That's not just recycling, that's radical circularity right there.
This quote from the judging guide for the people criteria, it really says it all. The goal isn't just to get people involved. It's to transfer real skills and foster a sense of dignity, a sense of professionalism. It's about empowerment, not charity.
All right, finally, Project Genius is designed to grow. This is not about one-off events. This is about building a global system. So the question is, how does a single prototype scale up into a protected global ecosystem? Well, the first step is protecting the methodology itself. The project uses a smart, two-pronged strategy. Trademarking protects the brand name and logo, while copyright protects the unique expression of the idea, the 5 Ps framework, the manuals, and those specific judging criteria we just saw. This is what ensures quality and integrity as the idea scales. And after a SustNET, the journey is really just beginning. Winning teams can enter an incubation track to develop their prototype into a real microbusiness. Corporate partnerships provide funding and, maybe more importantly, access to their industrial waste streams. And all of the successful solutions are documented in a global registry, a living library that lets communities all over the world learn from and replicate what works. Project Genius really shows us that with the right framework, waste isn't an endpoint, it's a beginning. It's a resource just waiting for a new purpose. And that leaves us with a final thought. If waste is just a design failure, what's waiting in your community to be reinvented?